Okay, so we have our contour on our cheeks. Now let's talk a little bit about our forehead. There's a couple things that you can do based off your face shape now, okay? So I always say when it comes to contour, we wanna hug it up right on next to our hairline. Biggest reason being, if you go to pull your hair back, okay, are you gonna see a white line where your makeup is and where your hair starts? Typically that just doesn't look very natural, right? So we wanna keep it hugged up nice and tight to our hairline, and then we're gonna always blend it back. So that'll help keep that very natural look when it comes to your contour. Here's something that you can decide now. If you have a very small or narrow, okay, forehead, you're gonna keep your contour very small. If you have a larger forehead or a wider forehead, you're gonna have your contour be a little bit wider as well. What that does is, think of it this way, where we're putting our contour on, that's where it's starting to create that dimension in that shape. So if you bring your contour further down, if you have a wider head or have a wider forehead, it's gonna help minimize the appearance of that wider space. So that is something that you can decide on how far down you want to bring your contour, where you want that dimension to start taking place. So let's go ahead and play with mine. Again, I'm going to use the detail brush. I love using that brush along with my contour. Now I can come in and just take my whole brush head into it. The way I place it, again, is I like to come right up close to my hairline, and I use my eyes, again, just like how when we put our cheek contour on, I use the outside of my eyes, I'm gonna use it up here too. You don't have to, okay? However, I've noticed as I age, my temples start to sink in, and I already have this natural shadowing right here, so I don't want to enhance that. I don't want to enhance any of this kind of pitting where my temples are, so that's why I wanna stop my contour here. Now, if you are younger and maybe you don't have any of that, you could do that whole 3 effect that a lot of times you see on TikTok or social media, things like that. But for me, with my age and knowing that I already have shadowing here, I don't need to accentuate it. So I'm gonna stop these contour points right at the outside of my eyes. So again, I place it right up here. My forehead's pretty medium range, so for me, I usually stick to right about there. And when I blend, I don't mind if it comes down a little bit more. So again, if you have a very narrow, you're gonna keep it nice and tight to your hairline and small. If you have a wider forehead that you want to minimize, you're gonna bring your contour down just a little bit more to start that dimensional look a little lower. Hopefully that makes sense. Now when I come in with my brush, remember what I said, you're gonna pull that contour right on into your hairline. Give it about at least 15 seconds to acclimate to your skin. It's gonna blend like butter. And just pull it into your hairline, so that way throughout the day, if you pull your hair back in a ponytail, it's gonna look super natural because you're not gonna have that no makeup line. And now we're just bringing a little bit of dimension and shape back in. So remember, I was very flat-faced, right? Now I have this beautiful dimensional skin, but with the coverage I'm looking for. And you can just blend that right on in if you already have your main color on like I do. And now you are set with your contour. Pretty cool, right? So play around with it. If you have questions, make sure you ask, and I can definitely help tell you maybe where you might want to start or end your contour for your forehead.